count on trusted care. At Phillips County Health Systems, we serve our communities with one mission: patient-centered excellence. From emergency services to specialty care, we provide comprehensive, high-quality health care focused on you. Phillips County Health Systems, caring for our region, centered on you.
Ready to step into comfort again? At High Plains Podiatry, Dr. Robert Hins has over 20 years of experience helping families across southwest Nebraska and northwest Kansas stay on their feet. From heel pain to sports injuries to diabetic care and surgery, we're here to restore your stride. Don't live with foot pain. Call High Plains Podiatry today at 308-345-3773 to schedule your appointment.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Nex-Tech Game Time pregame show. I'm Steve Stoltz alongside my partner, Tate Reynolds. We are in Hill City tonight, and Tate, this is football weather. It's misty, it's a little breezy, it's lower 50s. Just what the doctor ordered. Yep. We have two teams tonight coming in, both with a 6-1 records. The Rednecks for Hill City are hosting the game tonight. They're on a 6-game winning streak, and then they are hosting the Decatur Community Red Devils out of Oberlin, who are also 6-1. Tate, big implications tonight for this ball game.
Yeah, it all comes down to the winner of this is the number 1 seed in District 8. The loser is number 2 seed. The winner is going to take on the number 4 seed from District 7, and the loser will take on the number 3 seed from District 7. And there's a lot of implications on the line. Postseason is going to start soon, and both of these teams in the first round of playoff are going to have home field advantage no matter what. But they want that number 1 seed because that's an easier path when it goes down into playoffs, you know. And when it comes down to District 7, there's a three-way chance after tonight's game that these teams could either play 2 of those teams. So there's a lot on the line tonight, this Friday night.
Absolutely. It's the season finale. It's the final game of the regular season. Hill City has dominated this matchup with Decatur, having won 7 of the last matchups, out of the last 8 matchups, I should say. But they're coming off, Hill City, they're coming off a 78-0 blowout of Stockton last week. Coach Travis Davian, he's got this team rolling right now at the perfect time of the year. So Tate, what stood out most to you about not only last week's blowout of Stockton, but their season so far?
Well, last week's game against Stockton's a team that's kind of struggling. They've been in some recent years that they've struggled, and Hill City's kind of had their number the past few years. But when it comes to the rest of the season, you know, Hill City's one loss has come to an undefeated Trigo Golden Eagle team who's most likely 90% chance is going to be the number 1 seed in District 7. And of course you have Decatur Community, who their one loss is against another undefeated team of Wallace County, which we'll get to a little bit later. But you know, Hill City, they've been playing some really good football after that Trigo game. They even played the Golden Eagles really close. So this game tonight's going to be by far the most important game for Hill City's season going into postseason as well.
Yeah, and Hill City, they've been averaging over 150 yards rushing for 12 straight games coming in to tonight, dating back to last season.
Yeah, they're gonna have to run the ball tonight. It's a moist night out here in Hill City. I mean, passing the ball might be a little rough today, as the ball might get a little slippery, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Well, on the other side, Decatur Community, they beat Rawlins County last week 52-28, and that's their biggest win over the Buffaloes since 2019. Did a little digging on that. But their only loss, as you alluded to, week 3 to the still undefeated Wallace County. And Tate, what do you expect from the Red Devils tonight?
Well, they're going to have to play some good football. They're coming up against a Hill City Ringneck team who's been playing really well, but Oberlin's on a first-year head coach, Coach Blake Gearing, and to lead his team to a 6-1 start, they're wanting to put the pound early onto Hill City, and it's going to take a lot of work trying to defeat this Ringneck team, but the Red Devils are looking for a good fight tonight.
Yeah, last year Hill City won the matchup 56-20, but tonight it feels a little bit different. Not just the weather, but you got 2 great 6-1 teams squaring up tonight, and Decatur, they're chasing their 5th straight win. Tate, what are the keys to victory tonight, knowing that maybe throwing the ball is probably not going to be something that we're going to see a whole lot tonight?
Well, I think it's going to come down to the run game. I mean, Hill City's having a tremendous season on the ground. Like you said, 150 yards a game on the ground. I mean, Oberlin's going to have to do the exact same, but I'm not saying that the passing game won't be there. They could come out tonight and, they could pass 300 yards through the game, but I don't see that quite as big of a possibility. But Hill City can throw the ball, Oberlin can throw the ball. We'll see what happens. It's going to be a ground nose of the grindstone type north-south ball game tonight.
Absolutely. Coming up next, we've got interviews with coaches from both Hill City and Decatur community, and then Tate and I will kind of break down things a little bit more, and then it's kickoff time here in Hill City. You are watching the Nex-Tech Game Time pregame show on Nex-Tech Local 1.
A special thanks to these Oberlin Game Time boosters, United Northwest Federal Credit Union, and Ward Drug Store. These proud supporters stand behind the students and athletes. Go Fight Win from these Ringneck supporters: Hill City Pharmacy, First State Bank, A&F Motors and Storage, and Professional Fire Equipment, longtime full-season booster of Nex-Tech Game Time. They're rooting for all area schools to have a great year.
We're 6-1. We dropped the one to Wallace County. They're a good football team. They're undefeated right now. Turned the ball over way too much in that game to win that game. But for the most part, we've done a pretty good job defensively. We've been solid all year. And then offensively, the guys are getting more comfortable in the scheme. So, last week I feel like we put our best game together against Atwood. So that was good to see.
Okay. How are you guys health-wise?
We're not too bad. We lost our tight end, defensive end, Tyler Osmeyer, at the beginning of the year. He was out for the season. He's playing the summer basketball tournament and had to get surgery on his ankle. So he's been out all year. He didn't get to play for us at all. But we had a couple guys that got dinged up along the way, but we're starting to get a little more healthy as we go on.
Okay. With you guys kind of guaranteed that 1 or 2 seed in that district, do you feel like you're peaking kind of at the right time?
I would like to think so. The way we played against Atwood, we were expecting that to be a low scoring, close game all the way down to the wire. And, the way we played, that definitely makes me feel like we're playing our best football right now.
Okay. You're probably pretty familiar with Hill City, being that you and Travis are friends and everything. What do you know about Hill City?
Yeah. I've followed them for a long time, just being buddies with Travis. And, one thing I know about them is that they're well coached. And I feel like they're always going to have plays schemed up to kind of exploit some of your weaknesses on defense. it just seems like Travis does a really good job of scouting and finding a hole or putting your defense in a bind that they try to get some big plays on, for sure.
What do you guys need to do to win this game and to win the district?
I think the biggest thing is going to be one. Offensively, we got to establish the run. We've been able to do that for the most part all year, and I think that's going to be a huge key for us offensively is getting our run game going. And then defensively, I think it's going to be limiting those big plays, kind of like what I talked about in the last question of, I know Travis is going to have some plays schemed up that are going to kind of catch us in a bad spot, and we got to be able to limit those big plays when he does try to get those shots on us.
The last couple of weeks, I think we played pretty well. We made a lot of penalties and small errors and mistakes, but I feel like overall our execution outside of, some small minor things, overall as a team, our execution's been pretty good. There's always things we can work on. I think special teams is something we focused on, eliminating turnovers, eliminating holding calls, things like that. Those small things that we're working on, we'll get better as we move into the playoffs. But as a whole, as a unit, our team's working and playing really good right now. We're getting healthy. Finally, it seems like we've only played 1, maybe 2 games with every kid that's starting on our roster. So hopefully, right now when we need it the most, playing for district championship, we'll be playing our best football.
Okay, that was kind of my next question as far as is everybody kind of healthy, ready to play as you go into district?
Yeah, this will be the first week since week 1 that we will have every kid on our roster suited up and available to play. So currently, I would say this is the most healthy we've been since our week 1 game that we opened up and dropped to Trigo. So I'm hoping our health essentially will keep us in the game.
So you're going into the game with Decatur County. They're 6-1. You're 6-1. What kind of team is that you've seen so far?
Yeah, they're a really physical team. They like to run the football. They've got 2 excellent running backs on their team. They both run really hard, powerful kids. Usually takes multiple people to bring them down, break through arm tackles. But they're also pretty fast for being power back type kids. They got a line around them that's pretty solid. Quarterback that throws a good, accurate ball when they decide to pass. Defensively, they're a very aggressive defense. This might be the most aggressive defense we've seen all year. Their coach loves to blitz a lot, send pressure and stunts. So we're ready for that unique challenge this week of seeing a run-heavy team with some really good backs and a defense that's going to challenge us with pressures and playing a game of chess there and see if we can't match up some of their pressures with counters that'll make for a fun game.
What do you guys need to do right Friday night to win this game and also win to the district?
We got to play a smart game of football. We've got to eliminate penalties, and like I mentioned earlier, I think our special teams and our penalties and turnovers have been keeping games closer than maybe they should have been because of those are some things that we need to work on. I know Coach Gehring over there in Oberlin, he's a smart guy. He's going to have his team ready, and we're going to have to do everything in our ability, which means penalties and turnovers and stuff to stay in the game because they're going to be a really good football team and they're going to score points, and we just have to match them. And then, of course, try to keep them off the scoreboard as much as possible.
Nex-Tech Wireless has been offering superior coverage to Kansans for close to 20 years. My, how things have changed, bringing us to modern technology we trust and depend on. Rain or shine, wind or snow, we'll be there because we live here too. We're investing in our communities and connecting Kansans. It's not a gimmick, it's our guarantee.
No matter who you are, the Hayes Rec Commission is for you. There's leisure programs for all ages. There's a wellness center that works for anyone at any level. Youth and adult sports, aquatics, and great facilities for any event. Go to hazerec.org to see the list of activities and sign up. Here are some of the upcoming activities.
We're still having fun. Hazerec's the one. We are still the one.
Here at Mapes & Miller, we take care of your finances, allowing you time to take care of your business, farm, and personal lives. We offer financial services, including tax prep, bookkeeping, payroll, and auditing. We offer services to farmers, ranchers, small businesses, and more. By coming to us, you'll be able to spend more time at your business and with your families. It's not what you make, it's what you keep.
Across Northwest Kansas, families rely on more than just good neighbors. They count on trusted care. At Phillips County Health Systems, we serve our communities with one mission: patient-centered excellence. From emergency services to specialty care, we provide comprehensive, high-quality health care focused on you. Phillips County Health Systems, caring for our region, centered on you.
Stand by.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to week 8 of the Kansas high school football season, the final game of the regular season, and we are in Hill City tonight for what looks to be an outstanding matchup between 2 6-1 teams in 8-man football. And Tate, this is we talked about this in the pregame show, and this is a huge game tonight.
Yeah, like you said, 2 6-1 teams coming out here for the final game of the year. Winner of this one is going to be the winner of District 8, and the loser will be the 2 seed. And there's a couple different teams that could play in District 7, but that 1 seed's pretty important to whoever wins tonight, as that's kind of an easier road throughout the playoffs. But you know, both of these teams looking for their 7th win and hopefully not their 2nd loss. It's going to be a good one tonight. You got a lot of fog out here, a lot of moisture, and we'll see what happens, Steve. Going to be a fun one tonight.
Yeah, good football weather here. Of course, we're in the press booth. Willoughby sets up the kickoff, and it is taken at the 5, crosses the 20, and crosses the 25 and out to the 27-yard line. So a 22 yard kickoff return. And Hill City will start the ball game at their own 27-yard line.
Yeah, but nice little 22-yard return there from Smith. It's going to set up a 1st down and 10. Hill City just needs to get their offense going quick, and Decatur Community is going to try to get a good stop off. But Hill City's offense are going to be powerful. We'll see what they can do to start things off tonight.
So 2 6-1 teams, as you would think that they're going to rotate that ball, the game ball in and out quite often tonight. I formation for the Ringnecks. And there's a center exchange fumble, and Decatur jumps right on the ball, and we were talking about that before we came on air, Tate, that it's going to be slippery out there. And Hill City decided they were going to go under center, and it cost them that time.
Yeah, the ball could be dry as soon as they set it down on the grass, but as soon as it's down on the grass, it's going to get moisture on it. And, first play of the game, you turn the ball over. We kind of talked a little bit pregame about the turnover ratio here today, and we thought maybe 5 or 6 turnovers is the battle, but one play in, we already got ourselves a first one. As Oberlin's getting a huge break, as they're going to get the ball in the second half as well. So, they're basically starting off the game with the ball.
Shotgun formation for the Red Devils, carrying the quarterback. He's going to hand it off and tackle in the backfield. Pattengall will lose about close to 4 yards on that play.
Yeah, that was Slade Rohr, the defensive lineman, with a big stop. So now it's a 2nd down and long coming up for Oberlin. They're trying to keep the ball on the ground, see if they keep on doing it here on the 2nd down and long.
Rohr with 78 tackles coming into this ball game, 8 tackles for loss. Now it's 9. So it's a 2nd down and about 13, 14 to go for the Red Devils. There's a handoff up the middle, open running room, and fighting across the 25-yard line down to the 24. That is Pattengall. So he kind of made up for that loss he just had.
Yeah, he probably gained another 4 or 5 yards just from keeping his feet moving, and now you got a 3rd down and 5. I'm expecting a lot of runs tonight, a lot of clock running, because airing the ball through the air is going to be kind of tough with the moisture on the ball. But so far, 3rd down and 5 coming up for the Red Devils.
More than likely, they're going to keep the ball on the ground, and they will, going up the middle, fighting for that 1st down, and he's not going to make it. That's Caden Sowers.
And off to Sowers.
The 5'8" sophomore, and he's about 2 yards shy of the 1st down, Tate.
Yeah, you got to give credit to Hill City's defense. They did a nice job gang tackling. There was 4 or 5 ringnecks that were able to make the stop. I think if there was only one ringneck on him, that might have been a 1st down, but luckily the ringnecks joined together to stop him short. Now we got a 4th down and 1.
Ball spotted at the 20-yard line of the ringnecks. One receiver split left. Here's a handoff. There's a flag on the play, and they're going to blow this dead before the play went off. And it's false start on Decatur.
Yeah, that's a big flag. It's going to back him up, make it a little bit tougher. We wouldn't have known if that was a 1st down, if it would have went through, but it looked like for as much momentum as he had going, it could have been an easy 1st, but now it makes it a little bit tougher at 4th down and call it 7 at the 25 now.
So that changes things up a little bit for the Red Devils. Gehring gets the snap, drops back. He's looking for an open receiver. First pass of the night. It is complete, and it is short of the 1st down, knocked out of bounds. Nice job over there by Briggs Bourne and also Tate Balthazar. And it is a turnover on downs.
Yeah, Oberlin finally going through the air on that 4th down, but that was an excellent job by Balthazar. He was able to get out there and cut it off, but Briggs Bourne mainly the one that kind of made that big stop. Hill City, after that turnover on the first play, the bad snap, or I guess I should say the snap that went through the hands of Balthazar. Now Hill City's got it back just about where they started the first drive. See if they can get something going.
So ball at the 21-yard line. This time, not under center, and this is going to be a keeper by Balthazar, and he's brought down by a couple of Red Devils after a short gain, and they're going to give him 2 yards on that play, Tate.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of Balthazar tonight. He's going to be the one mainly running the ball, but they're also going to look outside to Ashbaugh a few times tonight, so keep an eye on number 11 out wide.
So Ashbaugh split left. And there is another fumble. And did Decatur jump on this one? Nope, they did not. Fortunately for Hill City, Slade Rohr was Johnny on the spot.
Yeah, and it kind of looks like the quarterback, Balthazar, he's kind of moving a little bit too quick as soon as the ball snapped, and that's kind of what causing that. Of course, the moisture on the ball could have something to affect, but, now we're going to see Coach Dabian, he's going to go back under center. I thought maybe he'd switch a shotgun, but 3rd down and 9 now for the Ringnecks.
Dropping back to pass. This is Balthazar looking for a receiver. He's scrambling and overthrows his intended receiver, Slade Rohr.
Pass intended for Rohr, number 18.
And that one fumble, that really set Hill City back, and they're faced with a 4th and 9.
Yeah, that was a good job by the defensive front of Oberlin. I think it was a screenplay called by the Ringnecks, and that's kind of what caused the pressure, but nobody was open. Might have been some miscommunication. Now it looks like Hill City's going to punt with Zoner.
So Zoner's going to be punting, and deep to receive is Sowers, number 7, standing at his own 20. Here's the punt. Nice, high, deep punt. Sowers takes it at the 19, fumbles it, and Hill City's got the ball. Second turnover of the ball game. And we're at 8:17. And I tell you what, Hill City has the ball at the Red Devil 22.
Yeah, that's the advantage on a night like tonight where there's so much moisture in the air. That ball gets so high up in the air. As soon as it gets touched by the returner, there's a huge possibility of it going right through his hands. That's one of those cases. Good job by Hill City's Ryan Budig with the awareness to hop right on it. Now Hill City in Red Devil territory.
So let's see if they capitalize on this good field formation as Balthazar is in shotgun formation. They've already fumbled it twice and lost one of them, almost lost two. Oh, there's a false start. Slade Roar. Little miscommunication there. Slade started running, and that's going to be 5-yard penalty. Ball back at the 26.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was a hard count or not, but Slade Roar just going a little bit too early. Now it's first down and 15 for the Ringnecks. And there's just been some small mishaps that have happened for the Ringnecks so far in this first quarter, and they need to cut it out here. Get some points on the board against the Red Devil defense.
Yeah, ball security and watching the penalties is going to be the primary focus here. And that's Balthazar takes it up the middle out to the 21. He's going to get back to the original line of scrimmage.
There was some good blocks by the offensive front of the Hill City, but Balthazar getting 5 yards. It's kind of about what they needed. Now Balthazar comes out of the game. Looks like Ashball is going to be the one to take a snap.
Ashbaugh gets the snap, takes it himself, stiff arms his way, touchdown, Hill City, 21-yard touchdown run. No flag on the play. This one is going to count. That's the 7:39 mark, a 21-yard run for a touchdown.
Yeah, it looked like Oberlin might have been a little confused that Balthazar came out of the game and Ashbaugh was the one taking the snap, and you have to give more credit to the offensive front of Hill City.
Absolutely.
They completely opened that hole right up. Of course, Ashbaugh took it to the outside, but he had all the space in the world to take that for 6 for Hill City as Hill City opens up the scoring here in this battle.
Yeah, and Ashbaugh split right now as Balthazar is in the game and Roar is in the backfield with him. There's a little, well, it almost looked like a little Tim Tebow pass, but it was incomplete. But the Hill City Ringnecks are on the board first, 6-0 after a 21-yard touchdown run by Ashbaugh. 7:39 left to go in the first quarter, 6-0 Ringnecks. We'll be back. You're watching Nex-Tech Game Time right here on Nex-Tech Local 1.
Ready to step into comfort again? At High Plains Podiatry, Dr. Robert Hins has over 20 years of experience helping families across southwest Nebraska and northwest Kansas stay on their feet. From heel pain to sports injuries to diabetic care and surgery, we're here to restore your stride. Don't live with foot pain. Call High Plains Podiatry today at 308-345-3773 to schedule your appointment.
We are back in Hill City. Ringnecks fresh off of a 21-yard touchdown run by Tate Balthazar, who just recorded his 11th. I'm sorry, that was Tyler Ashbaugh. My apologies. But he just recorded his 16th rushing touchdown of the year. Yeah, he was averaging 9.5 yards. Here's a squib kick, and nice job over there at the 30-yard line by number 3, Christian Smith Titus, to secure that ball, Tate.
Yeah, we might see some onside kicks tonight just because of how wet the ball is. It's going to be tough for, the special teams to come down on it quick. We might see a lot of Wichita County type kickoffs tonight. We saw them earlier this year, onside kick it just about every time. But so now Oberlin with a chance to go down the field and possibly take the lead with a touchdown and 2-point conversion. And I think that first score by Hill City was very important.
Carrying the quarterback split right is Willoughby. It's going to be a handoff, and getting the ball is Pattingall. And he is going to pick up a couple of tough yards on that. Nice job by that right side of that defensive front for the Ringnecks.
Yeah, they have some size up front. There was just no movement from Oberlin's offensive line getting them up the field. They did get 3 yards out of it, but Hill City, they have some size on the defensive side, especially up front. That's going to be a battle of trenches tonight as it's a second down and call it 8 yards.
Yeah, Aiden Hall, 5'8", 220 pounds, is over there. One of the big boys up there up front for the Ringnecks. Here's a handoff. It's Nice gain of, let's call it 4 yards. And that, again, was Pattengall.
Goal, the ball carrier.
Yep, this time they, instead of the dive, right up the gut, they decide to fake the dive and run a counter play, get the defense to one side, pull it back to the other, and that time they got a few more yards. Now it's third down and manageable, maybe third down and 4.
Ball spotted at the 36-yard line of the Red Devils. Here's the snap. Another handoff off the middle, and he dives for the first down. That was Pattengall again.
Yep, good blocks by the Red Devils. They opened up a gap, and Pattengall managed to have the patience to wait for it to open and gets the first down right at midfield.
So Pattengall already has 5 carries on the game, 16 total yards. But that one was a big one, as it puts the ball at midfield right at the 40-yard line. Fresh set of downs for the Red Devils. Gehring hands off again, and it is Pattengall again. He cuts the corner and gets out past the 35 down to the 34. Let's call it 34, 33.
Hoodie knocked him out of bounds.
It's going to be a pickup of 6.
Yeah, you can tell who the Red Devils like to rely on, especially on the ground game, as Pattengall is kind of their workhorse, and he's working hard right now. 21 yards on the game. Now it's second down and 4.
Will it be split out this time to the left? Ball at the 34 of Hill City. Here's a handoff again to Pattengall. He gets it again, and he's going to pick up a couple of yards.
Pattengall, the ball carrier. Rower number 18 in on the tackle.
That's going to bring up third down and 2.
Yeah, after seeing this drive by Oberlin, it's definitely going to be a battle of the trenches. It's going to be a huge battle between the offensive line and the defensive line tonight, especially with that size from Pattengall. He's able to push his way through, but now it's a third down and short for Decatur Community. If I had money on it, I think I would know who I'd go to.
Can we see Pattengall with his 6th consecutive run here? Yes, we will. And
Wow.
He fights, but he is not going to get it. Wow, in there, the big stop was Briggs Bourne for the Ringnecks. And what are you going to do here, Tate? Fourth down.
I don't know, but that was a good job by Hill City's defense to stop him. But I don't know. Do you go back at Pattengall, or do you maybe keep it with Gehring? We'll see. If I don't really know what I would do. I've said it a few times this year. That's why I'm up here and not down there coaching. But it's one of those decisions as a coach, that might bite you in the end. But we'll see what happens. Fourth down and 3 yards now. So far, Oberlin's 0 for 2 on fourth down or 0 for 1, I should say, on fourth down conversions.
So 6 consecutive handoffs to Pattengall, and he's in the backfield with Gehring, the sophomore quarterback. And there is a timeout on the field. It looks like, yes, it's going to be Blake Gehring, the head coach for the Red Devils, wants to talk about this one. It's a big fourth down and 3 to go with 4:21 left to go in the first quarter. Hill City up 6-0. You're watching Nex-Tech Game Time right here on Nex-Tech Local 1.
They take care of the stress out.
Nex-Tech Wireless has been offering superior coverage to Kansans for close to 20 years. My, how things have changed. Bringing us to modern technology we trust and depend on. Rain or shine, wind or snow, we'll be there. Because we live here too. We're investing in our communities and connecting Kansans. It's not a gimmick, it's our guarantee.
We are back in Hill City. Timeout's over, and so let's see what Coach Gehring for the Red Devils have kind of plays drawn up here. It's 6 consecutive carries by Pattengall. Is it going to be 7? And handoff. It is not Pattengall, and he is stopped. That is Sowers who gets the call, and he is actually going to lose about a yard. And so
Ball carrier. Again, good game tackling by the Ringnecks.
Yeah, Hill City, even before the timeout, they brought 2 more men down to the line. This time they only brought 1 extra, and it paid off. That 1 extra is the one that made the tackle, and now Hill City with the ball. They have a chance to make it a 2-possession game, and we'll see what Hill City's offense can do. Decatur community looking for a few big stops to get the ball back.
Hill City at their own 33-yard line. So first down and 10. Here's a snap, and it's going to be a keeper, and fighting for some tough yards there is Tate Balthazar. He's going to pick up close to 4 on the play.
Yep, he should have been stopped right at the line, but those tight jerseys of Hill City, they're hard to grab onto, especially with the moisture in the air. So now it's second down and 6. Hill City going back to the shotgun after 1 turnover and almost 2 under center.
Each team has attempted a pass once, and there is flag on the play, and see what the refs. I was looking down. I didn't see who moved, if it was a false start or a encroachment.
You had a couple Red Devils. We're going to call it a false start on Zoner. Yeah, it looked like there was a couple Red Devils that kind of crossed over the line before Zoner went, causing him to go, but they're going to say Zoner moved first. That's going to back Hill City up another 5 yards.
So the ball's now at the 31-yard line. We're going to call it second and 12 on that penalty. Handoff. Nope, it's a keeper. And this is Balthazar again. Keep him fighting. And he finally crosses the 35 out to the 37. And Tate, that was a tough, about 5 yards that he picked up, maybe even 6.
Yeah, he was fighting for his life against 3 Red Devils. And that was a good fight by Balthazar. He makes it a little bit more manageable than that. If it would have been third down and 10 or 9, now it's a third down and 6. Looks like they're going to go back to under center in the I formation.
Handoff. Pitch out to the right.
Good block.
Gets open running room, and it is a first down for the Red Devils. That was Tyler Ashbaugh with the carry.
And you got to give credit to Balthazar. He pitched the ball out to Ashbaugh and then led the lead block all the way up front. Got a huge block.
Pick up a 14 on the play, and it's a fresh set of first down. Ball at the Red Devil 30-yard line as Balthazar drops back in shotgun formation. It's a handoff. This is the first carry tonight for Slade Rohr, number 18, and picks up 5 yards on the play.
Yep, a counter play from the shotgun. Looked like he was going to try to take it outside, but goes right through the middle of the line, and now it's second down and 5. Hill City's offense is moving pretty well right now.
Slade Rohr comes in with 262 yards rushing and 4 touchdowns through 7 games. In the backfield, along with Balthazar, is Ashbaugh, who's already got a touchdown. Here's the second pass attempt. Nope, he's going to tuck it and run it. That's Balthazar. He's across the 10 and finally brought down at the 8-yard line.
Yeah, he had all the space out there to the right side, and he realized that. Nobody was open. Just take off with it, get some yards, and now you're inside the 10 for a first and goal. Good job by Balthazar.
Nice pickup of 17 yards on that play, and Balthazar had that Red Devil defense all confused. He's going to keep it himself, and he is met.
Wow.
Oh, he breaks a tackle. And does he get into the end zone? He is not. He is inside the 1-yard line. He was hit hard there, Tate, right at about the 5-yard line, and he just bounced right off of that.
Yep, he just kept on moving his feet. If you're the Red Devils, you got to wrap up, especially on a slippery offensive runner like Tate Balthazar. So now a second down and goal from the 1-yard line.
Yeah, they bring Budig out, and they going to put the power offense in. Tate Balthazar punches it in from 1 yard out. And just like that, it's 12-0 with 1:08 left to go in the first quarter. And the Ringnecks with their second touchdown of the night.
Yep, one from Ashbaugh and one from Balthazar now. Now it's a 2-possession ball game. and that's huge in a game like this. 2 6-1 teams, 2-point conversion coming up to make it 14-0.
Balthazar pitch out. This is to Ashbaugh, and he gets in for the 2-point conversion. Coming into this ball game, Balthazar had 10 rushing touchdowns, make that 11 now. He's the team's second leading runner behind, shouldn't come to any surprise, Ashbaugh. So it's 14-0, 1:08 left to go in the first quarter. Nex with the commanding lead. We're going to take your time out. You are watching Game Time on Nex-Tech Local 1.
No matter who you are, the Hayes Rec Commission is for you. There's leisure programs for all ages. There's a wellness center that works for anyone at any level. Youth and adult sports, aquatics, and great facilities for any event. Go to hayesrec.org to see the list of activities and sign up. Here are some of the upcoming activities.
We're still having fun. Hayes Rec's the one. We are still the one.
You what?
So we are back in Hill City, 14-0. The Nex with 2 touchdowns, 1 failed 2-point conversion. And then they just capitalized on the last one, so Hill City kicks off. And deep to receive is Willoughby. And kicking off is Slade Roar. Slade Roar just pushes it right down the field, scoots along the grass, picked up by Willoughby at the 5, tries to spin out of a tackle, and the man who made the tackle there.
That was big man Kobe Keysweater.
Keysweater, okay.
Yep. He's one of the big defensive linemen for the Nex. Big stop there. Now, you're really leaving the Red Devils at the 15-yard line. That's not good field position if you're the Red Devils. Let's see if they can march down the field. They need to get some points here on offense.
They went heavy in their last series with Pattengall getting 6 or 7 consecutive carries. And here is the first of who knows how many as he rolls out to the 20-yard line, picks up 5 on the play.
Yeah, he's their workhorse. They're going to keep on giving him the ball. As long as he's getting 5 yards a carry, they'll be happy with it. But if you're Hill City, you got to be looking out for maybe that sneaky deep pass. Haven't seen a lot of passing yet. We've seen a couple, and it just hasn't worked out for either team. But the Red Devils, 2nd down and 5 now.
Split right is Willoughby. It's going to be another handoff, and picking up close to 3 yards on that play is going to be Pattengall again.
Yeah, you know they're going to give it to Pattengall just about probably 80% of the 80% of the plays. So, you know, why not bring all of your defenders into the box?
Yep.
And try to stop them. But you do that, you're leaving out some open area out for passing along the side, and now it's going to take us to the end of the first quarter, Steve.
Yeah, Pattengall, 5'8", 180-pound junior. We'll get some stats compiled here. At the end of the first quarter, it's 14-0. Hill City with a commanding lead. We will be back to start quarter number 2. You're watching Game Time on Nex-Tech Local 1.
Here at Mapes & Miller, we take care of your finances, allowing you time to take care of your business, farm, and personal lives. We offer financial services, including tax prep, bookkeeping, payroll, and auditing. We offer services to farmers, ranchers, small businesses, and more. By coming to us, you'll be able to spend more time at your business and with your families. It's not what you make, it's what you keep.
Ready to start the second quarter. Ringnex with a 14-0 lead after one quarter. Hill City with 80 yards of total offense. And the Red Devils with 34 yards of total offense. It's been tough sledding so far for Decatur community. And here's a hand up off the middle. Big hole, and he's going to pick up the first down. And that is, again, Patton Gall.
Pat Gall, the ball carrier.
And a pickup of 11 yards.
First down for Oberlin.
Actually, I don't think it was 11.
Good job by the
Help me out
offensive
there.
line there.
Yeah,
Here.
yeah.
Call it 7 yards.
7 yards.
Yep.
Thank you. Oberlin trying to get something going here. Here's a pass, and it
good
is
job.
deflected. And is that a live ball?
Nope.
Now they called it incomplete, as just as Gehring was about ready to throw the ball, he got mauled in the backfield.
Yeah, that was a perfectly timed blitz by the Hill City defense. They had 3 men on the line, 2 linebackers, and they sent everybody. And that was Coach Davian knew a pass was going to be coming, and that was a perfect time to send it. Zoner with that big 6'5", 6'6" frame, 6'5" on the roster. Just batting it down. Now it's a second down and 10.
So just starting the second quarter as Decatur community has the ball at their own 29-yard line, facing the 2nd and 10. And here is the call again, and Patton Gall is tackled by a flock of ringnecks in the backfield, and he is going to lose. Now they're going to give him forward progress back to the original line of scrimmage, so no gain on that play.
Yeah.
So, and you were talking about this earlier, Tate. You know they're going to run the ball 95% of the time, so stack that box.
Yeah, they have 3 men on the line of scrimmage, but what I've been noticing is they're basically sending a linebacker every time, and so there's a 4-man rush, and that's half your team. And, you know, they're going to give it to Patton Gall, but now on this 3rd down and 10, see if they try to go through the air, and they're going to reverse it.
A little reverse. This is Willoughby, and Willoughby is not going to get anywhere. Back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they didn't fool Hill City's defense at all with that one. Willoughby tried to get out to the outside, but there was just better outside contained by the Ringnecks. Now it's 4th down and 10, and it looks like the Red Devils are going to punt for the first time tonight.
So Willoughby back to punt for the Red Devils, and deep to receive for Hill City is Tate Balthazar. He's standing inside his own 20. Here's the snap. And the punt almost blocked. It's a high, short punt. It does take an Oberlin Decatur bounce, and the ball dies at the 11-yard line.
Man, it's just as they planned it. Yeah, that ball literally hit the 26-yard line, and it bounced all the way down to the 11. So that's 15 yards of roll. Oberlin kind of catching a break with that roll, and now it's Hill City's ball with all the momentum in their favor on offense.
Yeah, Hill City just about blocked that punt. They had at least 2 or 3 guys back there. But that defensive line of Hill City is big. They're physical. And Oberlin, or Decatur community, they're having some problems containing that. Well, it's a pitch out to the left of Ashbaugh. And first time we've seen tonight, somebody's feet came out from underneath them with the slick field. No loss on the play, so it brings up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, the field's just getting a little wore down, and it's wet out there from all the moisture in the air. And I think he had quite a bit of room in front of him to run if he stays on his feet. Now we got a 2nd down and a long 9.
Handoff over to the right side, big hole. And this is Ashbaugh again, and he's going to pick up close to 8 yards on that play.
Yeah, he had a huge hole to the right side, and good job covering it up, making sure it didn't slip out of the arms. Now we got a 3rd down and 2, and it seems that they're going to go back to the Wildcat as Balthazar comes to the sideline.
So 3rd down and 2. Direct snap to Ashbaugh, and Tyler gets knocked out of bounds at the 25-yard line, but not before he picks up a first down for the Ringnecks.
Yeah, we've seen two Ringnecks kind of be the workhorses on offense. It's been Ashbaugh and Balthazar. Between them two, it's a hard duo to try to stop both of them at once. Now we got a first down and 10, and Balthazar back on the field.
Ashbaugh gets the call again to the left, and not much going there as he picks up a yard. And the clock continues to roll with 8:35 left to go in the second quarter. Ringnecks trying to build on a 14-point lead here in Hill City.
Yep, but the longer the Ringnecks have the ball, the more time ticks off with the lead that they have already grown.
Here's the pass all by himself, and he just could not bring it in. That was Jackson Smith over on the left side.
Yeah, he had room and he had a blocker out in front of him. That was going to be a lot of yards, but
he had one man to beat.
Yeah, just dropped it. The passing game for both teams hasn't been there tonight, that's for sure.
No, it has not. Booted back in the ball game. Zahner is out.
That's something we also kind of talked about pregame was I think it's going to be a lot of running plays tonight. And, you know, we've seen some pass plays. It's just not working for either team.
Both teams have lost a fumble in this game, one on a punt and one on a center to quarterback exchange. Here's a little bubble screen there, and this is going to Jackson Smith. He's got one man to beat, and he is spun out of bounds.
And give credit to Christian Smith-Titus. He was able to get down there and pull him out of bounds. If he doesn't push that out, that's a touchdown for Smith, but now Hill City inside the 20.
That's completed to Smith.
That's according to my stat, that's a 40-yard catch there by Jackson Smith, number 28. Ashbaugh takes it up the middle and gains a couple of yards, brought down by Sowers.
Sowers, number 7 on the stop.
Going with a little quarterback draw there with Balthazar. Only a gain of 1. But Hill City keeping that clock running. We were just talking about how the pass game isn't working, and then Hill City explodes with a big bubble screen to Smith to set him up in good field position. Now they're at the 14-yard line and knocking on the door.
2nd and 9. Hand off to Ashbaugh around the left. Fights through some tackles, and he's close to the 5. They're going to mark him down to the 6, but not after he's picked up 8 yards on that play.
Yep, you got to give credit to Decatur community. There was more of their players than there was blockers for Hill City. There was only one lead blocker, and now a 3rd down and 1 with Ashbaugh in the shotgun.
Ashbaugh is going to take it himself, cuts it back up the middle. Not much going there, but he is. I thought he had the first down there for a second, but now it's 4th and 1.
Yeah, I thought at least with forward progression he was maybe at the 5-yard line, but we don't exactly have the best angle to see it. But it's going to be a big 4th down here for the Ringnecks. If you're the Red Devils, you need a stop here.
Balthazar in the backfield with Rohr. Handoff to Rohr. Bounces off his own offensive lineman, spins, and he gets down to the 5-yard line. This is going to be close, folks. It's just maybe a foot inside the 5-yard line. Referees call a timeout to discuss this and maybe a measurement.
Let's get a virtual measurement out there. Make sure it's as accurate as possible here. It was almost a second chance effort there. He got spun around by the defender, and I think that gave him enough, and it did.
So it's a fresh set of downs now for Hill City with 6:25 left to go in the second quarter, and Hill City trying to build on a 14-0 lead. So it's 1st and goal at the 5. Still Rohr and Balthazar in the background. And Coach Blake Gehring wants to talk to the head official. And he did not like, the head official did not like what he heard and is going to be a sportsmanlike conduct on the sideline.
Yep. I think that gets them half a distance. I think they'll be down around the 2-yard line.
I would imagine Tate Gehring is probably saying, look, you guys didn't even measure. It's so close. How could you not measure something that close? But I'm just guessing what the conversation is over there on the far side of the field.
Yeah, it's one of those moments you wish coaches were mic'd up, but that's that's I mean, if it's that close, you might as well measure it just for the sake for the coaches, just to see that it's safe. But you know, they decided not to. They thought they seen enough evidence to give them the first down, but so now it's first down and goal. They're going to keep it at the 5-yard line.
Well, I think one or two things are going to happen here, Tate. Balthazar's going to keep it, or he's going to get it off to Ashbaugh. Both have scored a touchdown. It's a pitch out. Oh, it's a fumble. And
wow,
Oberlin, Decatur Community jumps on the ball. It was a pitch out to Slade Rohr, and he just could not reel it in there.
I mean, why not just hand it up right off the middle and try to get some yards? It was first down. You know, with those pitch outs, you kind of risk that happening, and that's one of those huge breaks the Decatur Community needed. Now they have a first down and 10 inside the 10. They even gained 4 yards back. So now all the momentum could change here.
Absolutely, and that's the second turnover tonight for the Ringnecks. Decatur deep in their own territory, ball at the 9-yard line. Here's a snap. Here's a handoff to Patton Gall, and nope, that is Sowers. My apologies. Sowers is going to lose 2 yards on the play, and Hill City, like they have been most of the night, they are right on there.
Yeah, and Slade Rohr, after that fumble, he's the linebacker that blitzed. He's the one that kind of blew up the play in the back end. Now it's a second down and long for the Red Devils. See what Coach Gehring can call out of the playbook here to try to get them closer to that 20-yard line. They need about the 19, but they'll take the 20-yard line on the other side of the field if they can.
Willoughby split right. They got Patton Gall in the backfield. And we got we have Mitchell Wasson split right as well. It's a handoff. Patton Gall gets the call, and he picks up, let's call it 4 yards on the play. And they'll bring up a third down and a long 6.
Yeah, giving it to Patton Gall, just trying to get some yards back. They know that he's the guy that's going to be able to do that. So now it's third down and 6 here for the Red Devils. Get some more yards. Try to get the first down. I'd imagine I would think they're probably going to run the ball right up the middle again, maybe set it out to the outside.
4.5 left to go in the second quarter, and a quick-moving second quarter. The quarterback, Gehring, is tying his shoes.
That's important.
Very in this game. Gehring gets the snap. He's going to hand it off up the middle, and nothing going. That ringneck defense read that one. And
Hill City ended up with the ball somehow.
Yeah, Hill City ended up with the ball, but
I think they called it dead.
The play dead, yep.
I don't know how Hill City ended up with the ball, but he fell down on his back and had it in his hands. But it's going to be a fourth down and short now here for the Red Devils. I think they're lining back to punt, but, I mean, down by 2 scores, you got to put something on the board. I'd run it right up the middle with Gall again, or even kick it out right outside the end, but it looks like they're going to go ahead and punt it back to the Ringnecks. But if you're Hill City, you got to watch the fake here.
Willoughby, the punter, gets the snap, almost blocked again, and Balthazar is going to let it bounce, and it bounces out of bounds at the 27-yard line of Hill City.
That was a good punt.
3:29 left to go in the second quarter. Ringnecks up 14-0. And don't forget, Decatur Community gets the ball to start the second half. They won the coin toss.
Yeah, Ringnecks want that last drive back. They want to be able to put something in the board. They were down at the 5-yard line and then turn the ball over. They want to get those points back, especially if it goes into half and the Red Devils get the ball. 3 scores here would be huge.
So we got Balthazar and Ashbaugh in the backfield. Ashbaugh's going to get the call and runs into the arms of number 3, Christian Smith Titus, the senior for the Red Devils, and he's going to pick up, I think they're going to give him a yard on that. So Hill City is wanting to put some more points on the board before the halftime here with 3 minutes left to go. Here's another fumble at an exchange from Balthazar to Ashbaugh. Did not go well, and fortunately, Balthazar was there to jump on it.
Yeah, I think Ashbaugh was supposed to get the ball there. It was either that or it was an option play that was kind of misread by Ashbaugh. Now it's a 3rd down and long, and I've been saying it, but these are huge plays here from the Red Devils. You want to force Hill City to punt and get the ball back with a chance to score and then put points on the board coming out of the half as well, getting the ball.
Here's the snap. Balthazar's going to take it himself. Tate gets it across the 35, out to the 40, breaks a tackle, and he's finally brought out of bounds at the 26-yard line of Decatur.
Yeah, that's an excellent play call by Coach Dabian. He left it to his quarterback to take it down, and an excellent job by Balthazar breaking a tackle, extending the play. Now they're into Red Devil territory with the clock stopped at 2:21.
30-yard run on that play for the Ringnecks. Tate Balthazar, who just keeps racking up the yards in this ball game. Back to pass. This is Balthazar looking for a receiver, and he is sacked. Could not fight off the pressure from Theo Butterfield on the defensive side.
Yeah, nobody was open, honestly. There's nothing else Balthazar really could have done other than take off. I mean, Zoner and Slade Rohr were both covered by the defensive backs. Good job by the Red Devils.
So loss of 7. Back to their own, back to the Decatur community 33-yard line. They're going to pitch it out. This is going to Ashbaugh again, and Ashbaugh is going to pick up 8 yards on that as he gets it out past the 30 and to the 25-yard line as the clock continues to roll at 1:20 left to go.
Yep, good job by Ashbaugh and the Ringnecks, just getting some yards back from that big loss on the sack. Hill City knows they can get about 9 yards on a play. So let's see what happens here. Now it's 3rd down and 9 at the 25.
We're at the 1 minute mark now in the second quarter here, and almost got him off sides, did Hill City, but Balthazar's going to keep this himself, and he finally is brought down, but not before he gets to the 16-yard line, and that's going to give him about 9 yards on that carry.
Yep, it was a great fake. Kind of faked me out. I thought Ashbaugh had the ball, but Balthazar kept a hold of it, and now they're going to say it's a 1st down. I don't know. They still have a 4 on the
stick on the far side.
Yeah.
The clock continues to run now. We're down to 40 seconds before halftime. Hill City I formation. Here's the snap. Here's a handoff to the Ashbaugh on the left side, and Ashbaugh's going to pick up 3 yards on the play. And it looks like Hill City wants to call a timeout. So we'll take a timeout as well when we come back. There's 26 seconds left in the second quarter. Hill City up 14-0 and trying to score just a little bit more before halftime. You're watching Game Time on Nex-Tech Local 1.
A special thanks to these Oberlin Game Time boosters, United Northwest Federal Credit Union, and Ward Drug Store. These proud supporters stand behind the students and athletes. Go Fight Win from these Ringneck supporters: Hill City Pharmacy, First State Bank, A&F Motors and Storage, and Professional Fire Equipment. Longtime full-season booster of Nex-Tech Game Time. They're rooting for all area schools to have a great year.
Suicide is the second leading cause of death for kids. That's why I rely on Bark. Built by parents, for parents. Bark's award-winning dashboard monitors text messages, emails, and over 30 different apps and platforms for potential safety concerns. Hey, can we talk? Okay.
It's only 49 minutes into the game.
Here is the handoff. Actually, it's a keeper by Balthazar, and he's going to get out close to the 5-yard line. Let's call it the 6, and that's good enough for a first down after he picks up close to 7 on the play. And Hill City with 14 seconds left.
They never stopped it. That's a first down that should have stopped when the ball was dead.
And Coach Travis Dabian is pointing at the clock, saying the clock never stopped on that last first down.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the...
Well, as referees try to figure this one out, and both teams are heading to their sidelines, but we're going to keep it here, just not sure how long this is going to take. So all 5 officials are out there at the 6-yard line discussing what they're going to do here.
And there's a flag. They just flagged Hill City. Somebody just threw a flag at Hill City's huddle. Now I don't know what is. I'm not sure.
They
threw the flag at Hill City's huddle. So I'm not sure.
I don't know if one of the coaches on the Hill City side, most likely Coach Davian, said something, but that's not the first time the White Hat has thrown the flag at a coach.
Okay, they picked it up.
I think everybody's kind of standing. Is like, what are we doing here? So, are they going to mark it a first down? Tate, I mean, the chain gang is just laid down the sticks, and the marker says 1.
Well, I thought that they got the first down on the play, but honestly, I'm not too sure. It should be first down, and was there a timeout called?
Well, they put 5 seconds back on the clock.
Okay. So I'm not sure. Either way, it was basically a timeout for Hill City without them actually having to call it. That stopped the clock, and now they got to huddle up even and kind of talk about what they wanted to do. So it should be just a first down and goal from the 6-yard line, but Coach Dabian's still talking to the White Hat here near Hill City's huddle.
Wow, well, all the shenanigans are going on here. The temperature was at 53 degrees at kickoff, and light rain here in Hill City as we are back in action. Roar in the backfield with Balthazar. Balthazar looked like he was going to pass, and there it is, and it is a touchdown pass. Is that Ashbaugh?
Yep,
Ashbaugh got the touchdown reception.
Yeah, it looked like Balthazar was just going to take off with it and try to score himself, but he saw Ashbaugh had the man boxed out right at the goal line and threw it for 6. Now Hill City with his 3-score advantage, only 15 seconds left in the clock. Going for 2.
Unfamiliar territory for Decatur community, as Ashbaugh's going to keep that and virtually untouched going into the end zone for the 2-point conversion from 3 yards out. 15 seconds left to go in the first half, 22-0. Hill City with the lead. We'll come back for the final 15 seconds of the first half. Right after this, you're watching Game Time on Nex-Tech Local 1.
Across Northwest Kansas, families rely on more than just good neighbors. They count on trusted care. At Phillips County Health Systems, we serve our communities with one mission: patient-centered excellence. From emergency services to specialty care, we provide comprehensive, high-quality health care focused on you. Phillips County Health Systems, caring for our region, centered on you.
We're back at Hill City, Ring Neck Country, on the fence on the northwest side of the field. And the hometown crowd here is getting quite a show as their Ringnecks are up 22-0. And I would imagine, Tate, really not to expect a whole lot from this kickoff as Slade Roars teed it up, but probably not much as far as offense and any play calling, but for the Red Devils, and the receiver is Willoughby, gets it out to the 15-yard line, and with 11 seconds left, kind of kneel the ball here, Tate.
Yeah, I would probably just take it to half, but who knows? They might try to go for one thing. The main story of this first half has been Hill City's offense. They're completely outscoring or out rushing 200 and 20 yards to 49 yards on offense to Decatur community, and with 11 seconds, they're going to go for it.
Yep, this is going to be Patton Gall. Breaks it out to the right side, but nothing there.
Yeah, they're going to take it to half from here.
So that's going to be end of the second quarter. Quite a show put on tonight by Hill City. Has it been perfect? Absolutely not. But really good first half for the Hill City Ringnecks. They go into the locker room up 22-0 at the half. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll go over some other area scores. We'll also talk about some of the statistics from the first half after this. You're watching Nex-Tech Game Time on Nex-Tech Local 1.
Across Northwest Kansas, families rely on more than just good neighbors. They count on trusted care. At Phillips County Health Systems, we serve our communities with one mission: patient-centered excellence. From emergency services to specialty care, we provide comprehensive, high-quality health care focused on you. Phillips County Health Systems, caring for our region, centered on you.
Ready to step into comfort again? At High Plains Podiatry, Dr. Robert Hins has over 20 years of experience helping families across southwest Nebraska and northwest Kansas stay on their feet. From heel pain to sports injuries to diabetic care and surgery, we're here to restore your stride. Don't live with foot pain. Call High Plains Podiatry today at 308-345-3773 to schedule your appointment.
Nex-Tech Wireless has been offering superior coverage to Kansans for close to 20 years. My, how things have changed. Bringing us to modern technology we trust and depend on. Rain or shine, wind or snow, we'll be there. Because we live here too. We're investing in our communities and connecting Kansans. It's not a gimmick, it's our guarantee.
No matter who you are, the Hayes Rec Commission is for you. There's leisure programs for all ages. There's a wellness center that works for anyone at any level. Youth and adult sports, aquatics, and great facilities for any event. Go to hayesrec.org to see the list of activities and sign up. Here are some of the upcoming activities.
We're still having fun. Hayes Rec's the one. We are still the one.
Here at Mapes & Miller, we take care of your finances, allowing you time to take care of your business, farm, and personal lives. We offer financial services, including tax prep, bookkeeping, payroll, and auditing. We offer services to farmers, ranchers, small businesses, and more. By coming to us, you will be able to spend more time at your business and with your families. It's not what you make, it's what you keep.
A special thanks to these Oberlin Game Time boosters, United Northwest Federal Credit Union, and Ward Drug Store. These proud supporters stand behind the students and athletes. Go Fight Win from these ringneck supporters: Hill City Pharmacy, First State Bank, A&F Motors and Storage, and Professional Fire Equipment, longtime full-season booster of Nex-Tech Game Time. They're rooting for all area schools to have a great year.
Suicide is the second leading cause of death for kids. That's why I rely on Bark. Built by parents, for parents. Bark's award-winning dashboard monitors text messages, emails, and over 30 different apps and platforms for potential safety concerns. Hey, can we talk? Okay.
Across Northwest Kansas, families rely on more than just good neighbors. They count on trusted care. At Phillips County Health Systems, we serve our communities with one mission: patient-centered excellence. From emergency services to specialty care, we provide comprehensive, high-quality health care focused on you. Phillips County Health Systems, caring for our region, centered on you.
Ready to step into comfort again? At High Plains Podiatry, Dr. Robert Hins has over 20 years of experience helping families across southwest Nebraska and northwest Kansas stay on their feet. From heel pain to sports injuries to diabetic care and surgery, we're here to restore your stride. Don't live with foot pain. Call High Plains Podiatry today at 308-345-3773 to schedule your appointment.
Nex-Tech Wireless has been offering superior coverage to Kansans for close to 20 years. My, how things have changed. Bringing us to modern technology we trust and depend on. Rain or shine, wind or snow, we'll be there. Because we live here too. We're investing in our communities and connecting Kansans. It's not a gimmick, it's our guarantee.
No matter who you are, the Hayes Rec Commission is for you. There's leisure programs for all ages. There's a wellness center that works for anyone at any level. Youth and adult sports, aquatics, and great facilities for any event. Go to hayesrec.org to see the list of activities and sign up. Here are some of the upcoming activities.
We're still having fun. Hayes Rec's the one. We are still the one.
We're at halftime here in Hill City. The Ringnecks with a commanding 22-0 lead over the visiting Decatur Community Red Devils. And Tate, what are we looking at for stats here for the first half?
Well, Hill City is kind of dominating the game on the ground. 185 yards. They're keeping that streak alive of 150 plus through 12 games in a row. Make it 13 now. They're at 185 total compared to the Red Devils 54. Hill City with 5 pass attempts with only 2 completions. Not a lot of passing as Oberlin only 2 attempts with 1 completion. One of those completions for Hill City went for about 40 yards, was to Ashball there. And then also third down conversions, kind of a big story tonight. 71% from Hill City compared to 33 for Decatur Community. Also 100% on fourth downs from the Ringnecks. If we can go to individual stats for both sides, starting off with Hill City, Balthazar has 72 rushing yards on 12 attempts, 70 yards coming from Ashbaugh on 12, and 6 yards coming from Slade Roar. Also, Jackson Smith, correction from earlier, he was the one with the 40-yard reception, and then also 6 yards off one reception from Tyler Ashbaugh. When we're looking over here at Decatur Community, 54 yards coming from the workhorse Josiah Pattengall on 15 attempts. Willoughby with an attempt with 0 yards, and then Caden Sowers, 3 attempts for 0 yards there. So Pattengall with majority of the rushing yards for the Red Devils. When it comes to passing, looks like Gage Willoughby has the 1 reception for 1 yard and the only target tonight for Decatur Community. So Hill City dominating the game on the ground, just kind of how we expected it to be, just a lot of rushing, and the clock just keeps on running. We're talking, it was a fast second quarter. The clock just kept on running. And
less than an hour, right?
Yeah, it was 56 minutes. It was 7:56 when they went to the locker room, and that's a fast first half for an 8-man game. And Hill City with a big 22-0 lead is, like we kind of mentioned earlier, the winner of this one gets first place heading into postseason in District 8, who will play the 4th seed in District 7. The loser will be the number 2 seed in District 8 and play number 3 seed in District 7. We've been trying to find some scores from other schools, especially District 7, but we've kind of failed to do so. But
well, I found some, but tell you what, let's take a timeout.
Yep.
And we will take a commercial break, and we'll come back with some area scores for you. You are watching Nex-Tech Game Time on Nex-Tech Local 1.
Here at Mapes & Miller, we take care of your finances, allowing you time to take care of your business, farm, and personal lives. We offer financial services, including tax prep, bookkeeping, payroll, and auditing. We offer services to farmers, ranchers, small businesses, and more. By coming to us, you will be able to spend more time at your business and with your families. It's not what you make, it's what you keep.
A special thanks to these Oberlin Game Time boosters, United Northwest Federal Credit Union, and Ward Drug Store. These proud supporters stand behind the students and athletes. Go Fight Win from these ringneck supporters: Hill City Pharmacy, First State Bank, A&F Motors and Storage, and Professional Fire Equipment, longtime full-season booster of Nex-Tech Game Time. They're rooting for all area schools to have a great year.
Suicide is the second leading cause of death for kids. That's why I rely on Bark. Built by parents, for parents, Bark's award-winning dashboard monitors text messages, emails, and over 30 different apps and platforms for potential safety concerns. Hey, can we talk? Okay.
Across Northwest Kansas, families rely on more than just good neighbors. They count on trusted care. At Phillips County Health Systems, we serve our communities with one mission: patient-centered excellence. From emergency services to specialty care, we provide comprehensive, high-quality health care focused on you. Phillips County Health Systems, caring for our region, centered on you.
Ready to step into comfort again? At High Plains Podiatry, Dr. Robert Hins has over 20 years of experience helping families across southwest Nebraska and northwest Kansas stay on their feet. From heel pain to sports injuries to diabetic care and surgery, we're here to restore your stride. Don't live with foot pain. Call High Plains Podiatry today at 308-345-3773 to schedule your appointment.
Nex-Tech Wireless has been offering superior coverage to Kansans for close to 20 years. My, how things have changed. Bringing us to modern technology we trust and depend on. Rain or shine, Wind or snow, we'll be there because we live here too. We're investing in our communities and connecting Kansans. It's not a gimmick, it's our guarantee.
No matter who you are, the Hayes Rec Commission is for you. There's leisure programs for all ages. There's a wellness center that works for anyone at any level. Youth and adult sports, aquatics, and great facilities for any event. Go to hayesrec.org to see the list of activities and sign up. Here are some of the upcoming activities.
We're still having fun. Hayes Rec's the one. We are still the one.
Is that a half?
And we are back in Hill City. Let's do a quick recap of the scoring drives here in the first quarter, all by Hill City, Tate.
Yeah, Hill City in the first quarter had 2 scoring drives. One of them was a 22-yard drive ending in a rushing touchdown by Tyler Ashbaugh. The second one in the first quarter was a 47-yard rushing touchdown or a 47-yard drive that ended in a rushing touchdown from Tate Balthazar, where the 2-point conversion was good. The first one was no good. And then Hill City in the second quarter had 1 touchdown. That one was Tate Balthazar to Tyler Ashbaugh for 53 yards. Well, it was a 53-yard drive. Yeah, and the 2-point conversion was good, giving us this 22-0 lead for Hill City, as Decatur Community unable to put it in the end zone in the first half, but they get the ball to start off the second.
That they do. Let's go over some halftime scores as they're pouring in now. TMP over Plainville 20-6 at the half. Hayes over Liberal 28-6. The other score that we just got in, Trigo over Quinter 44-0. I think that's around the halftime mark. Let's see here. Hill City over Decatur, of course, 22-0. Just kind of scrolling through Victoria over Hodgman County, 20-14. That game is also at the half. Hugoton at the half over Goodland, 42-0. And that's what we have so far. The last we knew, Great Bend, no problems with Garden City. I think that's about all we have. Everything else is at the end of the first quarter. So, but we will keep you up to date as the scores come in. And Tate, this is an opportunity here for Decatur Community to right the ship here as they get the second half kickoff. What is Coach Gehring? What did he tell his team in the locker room at halftime?
Well, you got to keep your heads up, first of all. You're down 3 scores here in the second half. You just got to get some momentum started, no matter how it is, no matter who it is. Somebody's got to get the train rolling, and I think that's going to be Patton Gall. I think they're going to give him the ball, get some yards, try to put one in the end zone, and that's where things can start rolling. And then, of course, you got to stop Hill City's tough offense when it comes to Ashbaugh and Balthazar. Them two are the trouble that Decatur Community's kind of running into in this game. And so I think if you told them one thing is keep your head up and let's get the ball rolling, get some points in, and then go from there, one thing at a time.
Couple of scores came in. Dighton over Greeley County, 28-6 at the half, and Great Bend over Garden City, 41-0. That game is also at the half. So both teams are ready to go here in Hill City. Hill City will kick the ball off to start the second half. And you would think, Tate, that Decatur Community is probably going to have to start mixing some things up a little bit, play-wise, offensively, to try to get Hill City on their heels.
Yeah, get the ball moving through the air, I think. Try to get some of those screen passes working, try to get something open downfield. But Hill City's defensive play calling has been great tonight.
It has.
And so, you got to get the pass game going, especially if you need to score quick, because 3 drives, 3 touchdowns, and not holding Hill City to any scores is going to be a tough feat for the Red Devils. But that's the plan. That's what you need to do as we're looking about a little under a minute until we start off the second half, where it's going to be Red Devil ball. we saw kind of in the first play of the game, it was Hill City's ball. They turned the ball over right to Decatur Community, and you would have thought the momentum would have shifted after that first play, but Hill City battled back nice, and we'll see if Decatur Community can get something going here on the offense as everyone starts trotting back out to the field.
So Hill City with 2 turnovers in that first half, and Decatur Community had 1. And that was a very, very costly fumble. And
that was that was early in the game. There was a lot of moisture in the air, and there was a high punt, and it just slipped right through his hands. So we're getting ready for action here, Steve.
We are. Slade Roar teeing the ball up at the 30. And Willoughby back to receive the kickoff, standing at his own 5-yard line. As we are ready to start the third quarter here, 22-0. Hill City with the lead. Slade Roar is ready to kick it off. And here we go. It's just a squib kick, just like the other times. And, boy, having a hard time hanging on to the ball, but he finally was able to secure it, was Pattengall. And that'll mark the ball just inside Decatur Community, well, right at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what Coach Gearing does with the playbook here in the second half. It's definitely got to expand a little bit, as I'm expecting maybe a couple runs to start it off, but they need to get Hill City on their heels and surprise them with a pass down the field.
Yeah, because Hill City all night's been teeing up right up the middle, and they've got a big defensive line, and they're going to hand it off to Pattengall, and Pattengall is going to be tackled by Balthazar, but not after Pattengall picked up a couple of yards on the play.
Yeah, I think they're going to need to extend it outside a little bit more. And I expect them to probably do that here pretty soon. But, Hill City's defensive front's been stopping everything only 2 or 3 yards. I think they're only averaging 2 yards on every rush here in this first half. So now they're going to go into the shotgun. Yeah, 2.6 yards every play.
So Willoughby split right. Dropping back to pass. This is Gehring, and he tried to get it into his receiver. That was Cohen Anderson, and a nice job on that defensive play.
Yeah, Tyler Ashbaugh met him right as soon as the ball was going to reach his hands. That's a perfect defensive back play. You got to be there as soon as that ball is about to be caught, and that's the perfect time and a great play by Ashbaugh.
Ashbaugh, for the Ringnecks, has 6 interceptions on the year. In fact, I think he had 3 last week. He had 3 last week against Stockton. Roar also had an interception, but his was a pick 6 as they beat Stockton 78-0. Back to pass again. This is Gehring looking for an open receiver, and just not much there as he tried to get it out to number 7, Sowers.
Yeah, if there's a little bit more juice behind that ball, he had him beat. And, it's a tough throw to make and an even tougher catch to make in that circumstance, but just good defense by Hill City, and Hill City has a return man back to return it here on this 4th down and long, and it looks like the Red Devils are going to go ahead and punt it off.
Well, we're seeing Coach Gehring for Decatur Community opening up that playbook right off the bat. There's a punt. It's a low spiral. Takes a favorable Decatur bounce and tripped up and brought down at the 26-yard line. That was Balthazar on the return.
Yeah, now Decatur Community has their hands full. They're going to have to get a huge stop on defense and try to stop these 2 playmakers of Ashbaugh and Tyler Ashbaugh and Tate Balthazar, but Hill City might try to throw them off and try to get the tight end Vincent Zoner into the game.
So I formation now for the Ringnecks. They're going to start their first possession of the game with Balthazar under center. Getting the call from the sidelines. Coach Davian Here's a handoff. He goes up the middle, breaks a
Wow.
tackle, and a big 10-yard, this is called 11-yard for number 11, Tyler Ashbaugh.
And that's great blocking. He just had a hole wide open to be able to get those 11 yards, and he just ran right through the line at full speed. And that momentum he carried brought him all the way for a Hill City first down as they're knocking on the door into Decatur community territory.
Well, the front line is 220, 230, and 240 pounds. It's a big offensive line as the pitch out goes to Ashbaugh, and Ashbaugh picks up another, let's call it 7.
Yep, they're going to keep on feeding him, and you might as well, if he's going to be averaging, 6 yards a carry, you might as well just keep on giving it to him. And Hill City, if they can go up 4 scores here, it's going to be a tough crawlback for the offense of the Red Devils.
Ashbaugh comes into this ballgame averaging 9.5 yards a carry. Balthazar coming in averaging 10.1 yards a carry. That's 65 carries, 655 yards coming into this ballgame for Balthazar, and 81 carries, 766 yards for Ashbaugh, and they've been racking it up tonight. This is Balthazar, drops back, tucks it, runs, evades the tackle. He's across the 20, across the 15, and down to the Red Devil 13-yard line.
Excellent job by Balthazar taking off with it, getting some yards, but he also had a receiver down the field open. He could have thrown it to as well, but you might as well just take the yards on the ground, get another first down, and now you're in excellent field position right inside the 15-yard line at the 12.
23 yards on that carry for Balthazar, and let's see what his if he's crossed that 100-yard mark. Almost 13 carries, 95 yards, and a touchdown. And Ashbaugh's 14 carries and 88 yards. 22-0, just under 10 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Ringneck's with the lead. Here is a pass. Balthazar is looking. He's going to tuck it and run again. And he is tackled inside the 10, and they're going to mark it at the 8-yard line.
And one of these times, Balthazar is going to throw that ball, and it's going to be for some big yards. They don't need too many yards at the moment, but the receivers are open here for Hill City in this second half.
Ball spotted at the 8. Pick up a 4 for the Ringnecks. Snap, handoff. This is Roar. Can he get himself a touchdown? He is in the end zone. Slade Roar with his 5th touchdown of the year from 8 yards out. And it's all of a sudden 28-0, Tate.
Yep, he makes up for that fumble he lost earlier deep inside their own territory, gets himself 6 more points, and now it's a 4-possession ball game here for the Ringnecks. They're looking to make it a 30-point ball game on the scoreboard.
So Roar back in the backfield with Balthazar. So wonder if they're going to let Roar, what?
Everyone move but the center.
The center. There's not. The
flag
ref
just throws it.
Okay, we'll just throw the flag in here. False start on the Hill City Ringnecks, and who you just kind of throw out a number, I guess. I'm not sure who.
I think the center heard on 2, and the rest of the team heard on 1. But so now it's a 2-point conversion, going to be all the way back at the 7-yard line.
All right, this time Ashbaugh split left. Roar in the backfield by himself. Balthazar drops back. He's looking for an open receiver. Finds one's in the back corner.
There it is.
And a 2-point conversion is good.
Wow. I knew he was going to throw it one of these times, and that time just for 2 points. But
Jackson Smith, number 28.
It all does the same thing.
And so with 9:25 left to go in the third quarter, Hill City up 30-0, and you just kind of look across the field, and you've got some heads hanging and some hands on the hips, and this is something that Decatur community is not used to. But so we here Nex-Tech Game Time, we want to thank some of our major sponsors here. Nex-Tech Game Time is brought to you by the Hayes Rec, Nex-Tech Wireless, Mapes and Miller, Redeem Designs, also High Plains Podiatry, Phillips County Hospital, and Nex-Tech. And we appreciate your sponsorship all season long here on Game Time. So final regular season game, and winner of this game gets the first seed in District 8, 8-man football, and Hill City is in a good spot right now as Roar is ready to kick the ball off, and it's a squib kick, and it's a bouncer, and luckily that was Willoughby that fell up. Nope, that is not Willoughby. That was number 5, Mitchell Wasson, the sophomore, who was able to jump on the ball. But, okay, so Tate, here we go. We got Decatur Community with probably the best field position they've had most of the night.
Yep, we'll see. They got to get that offense going. Hill City's defense has held them strong, but I think they're going to try to keep airing the ball out here down 30.
Yeah, they're going to have to, and hopefully they're hoping something connects. Here's a deep pass, and in and out of the hands of number 7, Sowers, and just a little bit high, but boy, Tate, he zipped that ball in.
Yeah, that was a fastball. I mean, a little bit too high to be caught, but there was only one man to beat there as well. It was good defense there by Dylan Budig. He probably would have had him, but second down and 10 now. Maybe run the ball, get a couple yards back, and then throw it again.
Second and 10 from the 35-yard line, their own 35-yard line for the Red Devils. Going to motion to Sowers. Snap, handoff. Nothing going there for Pattengall. And
Pattengall, the ball carrier. Smith, number 28, in on the stop.
Jackson Smith with the stop.
Yeah, just nothing going for the Red Devil offense here through the air, on the ground. It's not working for it's not working as well as it was for Pattengall earlier, and I think Hill City's defense is starting to tire out that offensive line of Oberlin. Look for a pass here.
Shaw, the center for Decatur, is 6 foot, 230 pounds. He's the biggest offensive lineman. Here's a pass and over the intended receiver, Gage Willoughby, and
Number 6 falls incomplete.
Garion ends up on the dirt, on the turf, I should say, and
just not the most accurate passes here from Gehring. And
Gehring is, Brady Gehring, the quarterback, is 5'10", 140 pounds, and he's young. He's a sophomore. Willoughby back to punt for the Red Devils, and Balthazar back to receive the punt. Almost, he may have gotten a hand on that.
Might have been.
That was number 34, Kobe Keysweater, and I think he got a hand on that, Tate.
Yeah, I think he barely got some of it, especially for the way it went, came to the near sideline. He's been punting the ball pretty well tonight, especially high in the air and straight, so I think it might have been tipped a little bit there by Keysweater. Now it's Hill City first down and 10. And they have a chance to just keep pouring it on.
8.5 left to go in the third quarter. Nex with the ball at their own 28-yard line. Here's a pass, a little screen pass up the middle. That is Ashbaugh. He's got one man to beat.
A couple men.
But he finally gets brought down at the 18-yard line.
Man, some credit to Theo Butterfield. He was hauling butt right behind Tyler Ashbaugh there. I thought Ashbaugh was going to take it to the house, but Butterfield chased him down.
Pickup of, is that 39 yards? For the Ringnecks. Fresh set of downs. And carrying the ball and keeping himself is Balthazar on the left side. Flag on the play.
See what this is. We haven't had too much laundry on the field tonight.
No, we have not.
This is one of those ones that might be coming back. Yep, it's a holding.
Not going to play. Looks like holding against the ring next.
That's going to back him up another 10. It's going to make it a first down and 20 now here for Hill City.
Brings up first and 20 from the 26.
So first and 20 from the 26 with a little over 8 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. Got most of it back on that, on the play there. They went out to Budig. We haven't.
Smith, number 28.
Oh, that was Jackson Smith. My apologies. As Budig is in the backfield now.
Yeah, just get some of those yards back from the penalty, just as they did, maybe one less. But now we got a second down and 11, and 11 yards hasn't been hard to come by from the ring next tonight.
And a keeper and nothing going for Balthazar as he's brought down by big number 40, Theo Butterfield, for the Red Devils.
Butterfield having an excellent night on defense. Kind of one of those unsung heroes that's kind of been keeping the defense alive. He's made the only sack tonight here for the Red Devils and come up with a big stop there for no gain.
Yeah, Butterfield, a senior, 5'11", 190 pounds. He only plays defense. So it brings up a 3rd and 11 now for the Ringnecks. Balthazar looking for a receiver, cuts it up the middle, cuts it up to the left side, and he was almost brought down, and he spins out of that and brought down to the 13-yard line. Not near enough for a first down, but he took a shot that looked like to the leg.
Yeah, he's breaking a lot of tackles. They should have had him down maybe for a gain of 1 or 2, but instead it's going to be a 4th down and 5. Hill City obviously going to go for it here. If they get the first down, it's going to be It's going to be hard to stop them for 4 plays inside the 7-yard line. As Balthazar comes to the sideline, checking for this little wildcat here from Ashbaugh.
Looks like Briggs Bourne back there in the backfield with him. Yep, and Ashbaugh's going to keep it himself, and he stumbles down to the 3-yard line, and that's good for a first down.
Yeah, that's just tough running. Use all the momentum you have. Just keep moving those feet, get the first down, and like I said a little bit ago, it's going to be tough for the Red Devils to stop Hill City now inside the 5. They're going back to Ashbaugh in the shotgun.
Oh, there's a fumble, and Ashbaugh was able to jump on it as just a mishandled snap there, but they're going to lose a couple yards on that back to the 5.
Yeah, he might have been moving just a little bit too quick on the snap, just ball first.
Well, they're going to get out of the Wildcat, and they're going to bring Balthazar back in the ball game, and Slade Rohr in the backfield along with him. You got Ashbaugh and Budig split left. And Balthazar's going to take that himself and gets down to the 1-yard line. Gain of 4.
Hill City has 2 chances to put it in here. It's 3rd down at the 1-yard line.
And they bring in big Vincent Zoner, and Ashbaugh keeps that himself.
Yeah, that's Balthazar right out there, QB sneak.
Oh, Balthazar, my apologies there. And
Balthazar on the keeper from a yard out.
Man, Hill City's just rolling on all cylinders right now in offense.
And it looks like we may have, I don't know if he's tying his shoe or if he's injured. That's number 15, Gehring. Nope, just tying his shoes.
I thought he was down as well.
No, thank goodness he's not. So here comes the 2-point conversion, trying to make it 38-0. And Tate Balthazar just
Balthazar in for the 2-point.
Nobody touched him.
Nope. He had a wide open gap and takes it past the orange paint.
So 4:54 left to go here in the third quarter in Hill City. Hill City piling it up. It's 38-0 over the Decatur Community Red Devils. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be back. You're watching Nex-Tech Game Time on Nex-Tech Local 1. Back in Hill City as the Ringnecks are about ready to kick off again. Slade Roars, their kickers. The ball's teed up at the 30, and every time Tate in this game, he's just squibs it right down the field.
Yep, it's just one of those things they've been doing all night, and one of these times it might work in Hill City's favor. I think Decatur Community got lucky last time that it took a bounce just softly right off a cleat. See what he does this time. Just a little squib.
Oh, went through the hands of Decatur Community.
Man.
And jumping on the ball, there's a little scrum on the field, but it looked like Theo Butterfield was able to capture, but they're going to umpile the mass of humanity down there, and Butterfield does come up with the ball.
Yeah, he comes up with it, but he wasn't even the guy on the bottom of the pile either. He was kind of just off to the side of it, and I think there was 3 ringnecks just piled up together, acting like they had it.
So Blake Gehring, the head coach for Decatur Community, his first year as the head coach of the Red Devils, and his team came off a big 52-28 win over Rawlins County last week, but they have met a steamroller tonight in Hill City. Here's a handoff to Sowers, and no going there. Slade Roar.
Uh-oh. It looks like Gehring might have got a little shaken up there. It was a tough tackle. Sowers, excuse me.
And Sowers is kind of walking very gingerly. Looked like a good clean tackle there by Roar. It just, maybe just the way the Sowers got bent up a little bit, but Sowers lost 5, let's call it 6 yards on that play, clear back to the 25-yard line. So exactly what the Red Devils did not need. Back in the ball game is Pattengall. Back to pass is Gehring. Gehring throws it up the middle, off the fingertips of Willoughby into the hands of Balthazar for the interception, and he gets it clear down to the 6.
Wow. The passing game has just not been there for the Red Devils tonight, and this time Hill City, with their first interception tonight, Balthazar takes it to the 6-yard line, and Hill City has a chance to punch it in and end the game with a 2-point conversion as well. Man, no one expected this out of Hill City tonight. Me or you both. We thought this was going to be a low-scoring game on both ends. And
what'd you say earlier? The scoring, the over/under on scoring was 65.
Well,
pass intended, and it falls incomplete. Intended for Jackson Smith on the left side.
I put it at 62.5. I thought it was going to be kind of a shootout. 30 points on each end, but. Man, that was one-ended right there. It's 38-0, and Hill City with a huge chance to put over 40 on the board here and maybe end it.
Well, the rain looks like it's stopped, but it's very humid and very cool out. Temperature's about 50 degrees as Ashbaugh drives down to the 1-foot line. They're going to give him a pickup of 5.
Yeah, he's just short. He was a toenail away from a touchdown there. Now 4 minutes left in the third and ticking, and Hill City at the 1-yard line basically been unstoppable.
And Balthazar's going to take this himself and touchdown Hill City from a yard out. And Balthazar gets himself another touchdown, and, well, if they can get the 2-point conversion here, we get to go home early.
Yep.
Good job, guys. Probably one of your best play games of the year for sure.
Balthazar is going to keep it, and he dives into the end zone, and that is the ball game. 46-0, the final score here in Hill City is a big win over the previously 6-1 Decatur Community Red Devils. And lots of high fives, lots of celebration there for the Hill City Ringnecks, and rightfully so, as they commanded this game from start to finish. Tate.
Yep, final 46-0, and this was just a whole different animal the Decatur community hasn't faced yet. I think Hill City has completely turned their team around. I mean, I'm going to say that with a 6-1 record, 7-1 now, but nobody at the beginning of the season kind of expected a 7-1 season here from the Ringnecks. But man, right. Coach Davian got his team correct, and like we kind of said a little bit earlier, we had no idea this game would be like this. We thought it was going to be a shootout on both ends, but Hill City played one of the best games they played all year tonight here in Ringneck Country.
Yes, they did. And Hill City started the season with a 30-20 loss to the Trigo Golden Eagles, who are still undefeated. And last we heard was putting a big thump on the Quinter Bulldogs. But since that game, Hill City has not scored less than 58 points. And they scored 78 points last week. They scored 46. This is in a winning game, this is the lowest score that they've had. But it's their second shutout of the season for the Ringnecks. So another great job there by Coach Davian and his Hill City Ringnecks team as they look to go into postseason. So we're going to talk a little bit more about the game. We'll give you some stats and some more information, maybe some updates on scores in the area. But this one ends early. 3:47 left on the clock in the third quarter, and Hill City puts up 46 points, and that's going to be the ball game. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, stats and more. You're watching Game Time on Nex-Tech Local 1.
Here at Mapes & Miller, we take care of your finances, allowing you time to take care of your business, farm, and personal lives. We offer financial services, including tax prep, bookkeeping, payroll, and auditing. We offer services to farmers, ranchers, small businesses, and more. By coming to us, you will be able to spend more time at your business and with your families. It's not what you make, it's what you keep.
A special thanks to these Oberlin Game Time boosters, United Northwest Federal Credit Union, and Ward Drug Store. These proud supporters stand behind the students and athletes. Go Fight Win from these Ringneck supporters: Hill City Pharmacy, First State Bank, A&F Motors and Storage, and Professional Fire Equipment, longtime full-season booster of Nex-Tech Game Time. They're rooting for all area schools to have a great year.
Across Northwest Kansas, families rely on more than just good neighbors. They count on trusted care. At Phillips County Health Systems, we serve our communities with one mission: patient-centered excellence. From emergency services to specialty care, we provide comprehensive, high-quality health care focused on you. Phillips County Health Systems, caring for our region, centered on you.
Ready to step into comfort again? At High Plains Podiatry, Dr. Robert Hins has over 20 years of experience helping families across southwest Nebraska and northwest Kansas stay on their feet. From heel pain to sports injuries to diabetic care and surgery, we're here to restore your stride. Don't live with foot pain. Call High Plains Podiatry today at 308-345-3773 to schedule your appointment.
Nex-Tech Wireless has been offering superior coverage to Kansans for close to 20 years. My, how things have changed. Bringing us to modern technology we trust and depend on. Rain or shine, wind or snow, we'll be there. Because we live here too. We're investing in our communities and connecting Kansans. It's not a gimmick, it's our guarantee.
It's a final here in Ringneck Country as the Hill City Ringnecks claim the Division 8 eight-man football, their first seed in the upcoming playoffs, Tate.
Yeah, they had a heck of a game tonight as they get to play the fourth seed in District 7 in the first round of playoffs next week. Decatur Community gets the second seed in District 8. They'll play the number 3 seed in District 7. So let's go through some stats, starting off with team stats from both sides. Hill City, 46 attempts on the ground for 273 yards on the ground. They had 8 passing attempts, 50% through the air, 4 for 8 for 75 yards, with a touchdown coming from Balthazar through the air. 348 yards of total offense from the Ringnecks. They averaged 6.4 yards per play, also going 78% on third down. When it goes to Decatur Community's side, they had 22 rushing attempts for 50 yards, 2.3 yards a play, 7 passing attempts, only completing 1 of those, only for 1 yard, as they only had 51 yards of total offense. And so that's kind of the difference there, 348 yards compared to 51 of total offense, only 25% from the third down conversions. So now to individual stats for both sides, starting off with the Ringnecks. Tate Balthazar earning the flowers tonight as probably the player of the game, as he had 22 rushing attempts for 106 yards, 3 rushing touchdowns. He also had 8 throws, 4 of them completed for 50% through the air for 75 yards. He had a passing touchdown for a total of 181 yards, and then also had an interception late in the game to help us seal it and end it early. Tyler Ashbaugh, 16 attempts for 107 yards and a rushing touchdown. He had 2 receptions for 35 yards and a receiving touchdown on 2 targets. He had a total of 142 yards tonight. Slade Roar, an also excellent game, 4 rushing attempts for 14 rushing yards, but he also put 1 in the end zone for a touchdown. Jackson Smith through the air, 2 receptions for 40 yards on both of his targets for a total of 49 total yards, as he had 9 yards on the ground. For Decatur Community, not much there. It's 17 rushing attempts from Josiah Pattengall for 56 yards. And then Theo Butterfield on defense, the player of the game on defense-wise for the Red Devils. He had a sack and plenty of tackles to add with it. So it's a 46-0 win here for the Ringnecks as they earn the spot first in District 8.
Yeah, so we have scoring drives that we can go over with you, real quick, and it's all Hill City, and Tate, do you want to do that?
Yeah, sure.
You're a little closer to the screen than me.
Yep. In the first quarter, it was 2 touchdowns in the first quarter. One of them started at the 21-yard line. It was a rushing touchdown ending from Tyler Ashbaugh, where the 2-point conversion was no good. And then another one in the first quarter was another rushing touchdown from Balthazar this time, where they, from then on out, they completed every 2-point conversion, going 5 for 6 through 2-point conversions through their 6 touchdowns. In the second quarter, 1 touchdown scored. That was a passing, receiving touchdown to Tyler Ashbaugh. And then in the third quarter, 2 touchdowns quickly. It was one of them a rushing touchdown from Slade Roar, and the other one from Tate Balthazar, like I said. And then also Tate Balthazar, another one in the third quarter to end it with another rushing touchdown. So Hill City, big win tonight, first in District 8.
Just catch you up on just some scores real quick here before we call it a night and call it a season. But as this is the final game of the regular season here on Nex-Tech Game Time. And not much coming in, Tate. I don't know. Halftime scores from about 5 minutes ago. And remember, this game made it just a little bit halfway through the third quarter before it was done. But Dodge City over Wichita East, 13-7. We got a final Quinter is on the losing side against Trigo. That game ended before halftime, 50-0, and so we've seen Trigo a couple of times this year, Tate. That's going to be a tough team to beat.
Yeah, they are. But, man, I'd love to see a Hill City Trigo matchup in the playoffs.
Okay, that's this latest we have with scores. And so we're going to go ahead and call it a night, Tate.
Yep.
And
a season.
And a season. Tate, it's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yep. And
we got to give a shout out to Brendan, too.
Yeah, we got to give a shout out to Brendan.
Had a heck of a night on the stats.
Stats, yep. And so Brendan did a great job on the stats tonight. Our 2 camera ladies there who were braving the elements out there. And Pat and Nicole are our camera operators tonight, and of course Jason Pearson, who makes everything happen down in the mobile studio, and we appreciate his work this season here on Nex-Tech Game Time. Well, we're going to wrap it up. Final score, 46-0. Hill City Ringnex with the big win tonight over Decatur Community. So for Tate, for Brendan, for everybody else, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure this season, and good luck to the Ringnex as they head into the playoffs next week. You've been watching Nex-Tech Game Time on Nex-Tech Local 1. Good night, everybody.